Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of one Kaldheim draft. Well, we opened a rare I've gotten a chance to play with a few times. Great card. I love Elvish Warmaster. Very fun. Great with changelings. Obviously great in an elf deck as well. So happy to first pick that. There's also Spectral Steel, which I haven't played with yet. Played against it a couple times, though I haven't seen it recently. Runed Crown, which I have played with and against. Good card. Master Scald I like. I like the Raven. Way Down is playable. Wither Crown is playable. Firewalker I like. Snakeskin Veil I like. And then a dual land. So let's take the Warmaster and see if we can go down an elven path. All right, well, we could follow up with the Mentor if we wanted. There's also a Death Knell Berserker. I'd almost prefer to take the pick if I was going to be in a Warmaster deck. I mean, technically the Mentor is pretty good with Warmaster, but Mentor in general is not a super exciting card, and certainly not the strongest card in here. Could actually take the Feed the Serpent. That keeps us on the closest path to staying in a Golgari elf deck, so it's a good follow-up to Warmaster, and it's just a pretty good removal spell that can deal with anything. I can get on board with that. Feed the Serpent is a justifiable pick here over Mentor. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's starting to really push us into that Golgari elf deck, but when you've got Warmaster, it's pretty tempting. I like the Pillar. It's a fun card to play. I actually like Vicious Return, though. It's a tough one to play. The Armory I'd like to try out. Really haven't gotten to play that. There's a Valkyrie in there. A couple other things, maybe. All right, pick 3. Well, this one feels like a bit of a miss. Actually, I guess we can take the Raise the Draugr and still hope to keep the Elf Dream alive. Raise the Draugr also can probably be in more decks than Roots of Wisdom, so could take that. Strongest cards in the deck, I like Carter, Bergstrider. I think Oracle is definitely playable. Grim Draugr. I really like Tormentor's Helm. And Kittlemaster's playable, so plenty of playable things. Let's just take the Raise the Draugr and see and hope if we can still make an elf thing work. All right, well, could do a pick 4 Mentor, or we could do the Coma's Faithful. It kind of feeds the Raise the Draugr a little bit. It's also an elf. It's cheaper. Can never have enough 2 and 3 drops, but you can have enough 4 drops. There's also Village Rites in here, which is actually good with the Warmaster when you're spitting out 1/1s. But Snakeskin Veil also good. These are snow colors, so you could look at snow lands, but I think I'll take the Faithful here. Not a terribly exciting pickup, but it is an elf. And this pack is not really... Well, I mean, Demon Bolt is definitely the strongest card here. Do I just take Demon Bolt now and assume that's the direction I'm supposed to go? Because there's a pick 4 Demon Bolt in here. That is kind of crazy, actually. Let's find out. Because I could take Frostbite now. There is a Jaspera Sentinel. There's also Ravenous Lindworm and a Raven Wings. Well, I mean, I'd like to play the Elvish Warmaster. We can also play Jund. That's kind of cool, especially if I pick up this Sentinel. Because you can splash Demon Bolt and really not be upset about it. You don't really want to splash the Frostbite. Lindworm is definitely the best, but Sentinel would let us play 3-color. Lindworm also doesn't synergize with the elf plan. Return Upon the Tide is pretty cool too, actually. It's good with Warmaster. It's also an uncommon. I want to make the... You know what? I want to make the elf deck work, so I'm going to go for it. Or try to. We can take the Wither Crown here. I mean, we have Inevitability, so can just take a removal spell. Yeah, now we can take the Disciple, get a solid elf. Another Frostbite in here. I mean, red definitely seems open. And maybe green isn't. I'm going to take the Disciple anyway. Well, I can take Snakeskin Veil. It's a late Firewalker, which is good. Can't really splash Warmaster and hope to make that ability pay off, unfortunately. I'll take a Veil. I'm going to see if I can just force my way into this archetype. We could take another Wither Crown here. Alpine Meadow is not really on color with our stuff. I guess we already have a Snakeskin Veil. I'll take another Wither Crown. This way I don't have to take removal later. Alright, we got the elf on the wheel anyway. So I could actually take Roots of Wisdom to try and cut green, because I don't really need these black cards, despite the fact that they're pretty good. I'm going to take it. Village Rites versus Faithful. Well, we have very creature light, so I'll probably take the Comus Faithful here. Got it wheeled anyway. We have like all elf right now. It's kind of cool. We just don't have many creatures. Well, we're definitely forcing elves, but I've had some success with the elf deck. Black is clearly open. Green is not. All right, Raven Wings is a very playable card, especially when we have... That's kind of surprising to see it that late. It also makes Wither Crown better, because then you can just put it on their biggest threat and fly over top. All right, we'll take Arachnoform, though. I don't think that we're Golgari Beatdown. It's possible. It depends on how pack 2 and 3 go. We actually ended up with 13 playable cards here. I mean, the Demon Bolt is playable too, but I'm not counting it as a card for this deck. All right. Pack 2. Well, there's an Arnie in here. I don't think so. We can take the Glittering Frost. Don't really need that. I guess we could take a Dusk Wielder. It's an elf. It does put us more on a beatdown plan. I'm okay with that, though. All right. Take the Dusk Wielder. Over a Snow Forest. We saw 0 snow incentive out of pack 1, so it's a very unexciting pack 2 pick 1. But here we go. I mean, you could just take the Snowland and assume it's going to pan out. Wow, past a Magda. Probably take the Masked Vandal here. It's another elf, and it has synergy with stuff in the deck, so I think we'll be able to make this deck work, by the way. I think it's just a matter of... We're going to need some pump if we want to actually beat down. So there's Mentor. There's also Jaspera Sentinel. I kind of like the lower curve version of this deck more. I'd rather play the beatdown version, I think, than the go long version's not going to work so well if we don't have rares and mythics, I don't think. I'll take Sentinel, I think, over Rune of Might. This lets us, you know, ramp stuff out. Ramp out our 4-drops. It also gives us another creature if we can find some tricks or more equipment. Like a pick would be very good in here. I personally like the Sentinel anyway. So there are some elves. Could go with Duskwielder number 2 or could go with the Mentor. I like the cheap version of this deck. We can build a 16 land version of this deck. We're going to need some stuff like Mammoth Growth. Struggle for Skimfar is actually not that good for a deck like this. It's a good card in general, but we don't have the good bodies to support it. So then we actually want stuff like Mammoth Growth, I think. And we actually want to dump the Wither Crowns now and stick with the Arachnoform. And then we're actually Removal Light, so then Mammoth Growth makes more sense, I think. Because then we would have Snakeskin Veil, Arachnoform, Feed the Serpent. Alright, let's take the Mammoth Growth. Packmate, always too good to pass. Really great card, even if it's our one non-elf. I'd rather take it over Sculptor with no snow, that's for sure. Pick 6 Packmate's kind of surprising, too. So Vengeful Reaper versus Berserker. Well, this is an elf, but I think we just take the Reaper. Evasive, Flying Death Touch Haste. I like it. Alright, we can take the Mentor now. Seems fine. Alright, we wield a Snow Forest, surprisingly. I feel like our colors are actually open, believe it or not. What's nice is Raise the Draugr and Return Upon the Tide, actually, I feel like are almost always going to get full value. The only unfortunate thing about this deck is I think we're like one more cheap equipment away from looking pretty good. If we could do something to make these Dusk Wielders be bigger, basically a Kaldheim pick. I'm happy playing a Dusk Wielder on turn 1 if I have like a pick or two in my deck. I'm going to cut the black card. Alright, Village Rites is actually pretty good. I mean, we need some more creatures. I could take the Mentor, but I'm going to take the Village Rites. I have a good feeling about it in a deck like this, especially if we end up 16 lands, which we easily could. I'll take the weakest card here. So I'd rather do the Raise the Draugr over the Roots of Wisdom. Yeah. It's possible you could play 2 Village Rites in here. We'll see. Broken Wings, more of a sideboard card in my book. As a pathway, you could take the Poison the Cup, get a cheap removal, or we could take the Packmate. Probably take the Poison the Cup. Just get a solid removal spell. Allows us to keep beating down. Hard to pass a Packmate, but definitely hard to pass a Poison the Cup too. I don't even think I've gotten to play this card. How crazy is that? I'm like 40 drafts in, and this is probably the first time. It might be the second time. Statman would have you on that one, but honestly, I have not played much of Poison the Cup at all, kind of shockingly. So there's Gladewalker or Mass Vandal number 2. Glade Warden is also an elf, and there is a Ravenous Lindworm, though I would prefer to play the more beatdown version of this deck. So maybe the Gladewalker. Vandal is got more utility. Like, there's so many equipment you want to blow up. It's probably better to just take the Vandal, actually. There's so many equipment and enchantments. More equipment, so more artifacts played, but I've just found Vandal to be amazing for that. Not the best beater, however, but that's alright. So we can go Berserker number 2. We only have 1 snow for Sculptor. We only have 1 equipment for Berserker, but I'm still hopeful, holding out hope we can find 1 more. We can take the Packmate. I think we do. Could get another Raise the Draugr as well, but it's alright. There's Blizzard Brawl. Don't really want that. Could splash Waking the Trolls, but this isn't really the deck for it if we're playing Beatdown. Can take another Sentinel. Our fight looks good with the Packmate, but most of our bodies are not big. Probably take the Sentinel. They're not going to pan out if I don't get more equipment or Arachnoforms or something to support them with. Can take Way Down. I can take a Dusk Wielder. I think I want more cheap removal probably because we're decent on creature count. So probably take the Way Down so I can keep beating in with cheap stuff. Can't believe we couldn't find any more equipment. Berserker, we already have 2 and we don't have the stuff to support it. I think we actually take Arachnoform. Kind of need it. 3rd Village Rites. I mean, Shadow might be something we could play. We have more than enough Snakeskin Bales and Village Rites, I guess. I can take the Mentor. So, we're playing the enchantments instead. I mean, at least we have the Snakeskin Bales to protect them with, but yeah, it's not the best. At least the Berserkers get better with the Arachnoforms too. Roots of Wisdom can go. I could take the Lindworm. I think we're a 16 land deck, though. I'm going to take the Gladewalker. This is a... You know how that last deck was ambitious? This deck is ambitious. We didn't even... Oh, we got the 3rd Arachnoform. Never mind. We're good. As long as we got the 3rd Arachnoform, we're okay. Yeah, very, very ambitious deck here, but it depends on how explosive we can get. So yeah, I feel fully comfortable playing 16 lands here easily. Still have to make some cuts. I think we're off Turgid Shadow, Return Upon the Tide. Don't need it. We don't need 1/1s from a Return Upon the Tide. We already have Race the Draugr to get stuff back. We may not even have space for that. We can do Snowland for the lulls, or the make our opponents think we have something planned. So this is 16 lands. We still have a lot of cuts to make. I think we can get off the Mentors, actually. Probably can get off the Faithful, too. It's got lifelink, but we don't really need it. The whole point of this deck is Duskwielder or Sentinel into Arachnoform and just greedily beat down. And then get them back with the Race to Draugr after they 2-for-1 us. Yeah, it sounds about right. Okay, we'll cut that. 14 creatures, that's low. I can't do 14. So I need to keep a creature in here? Otherwise I only have 14? Jeez. Could do 1 Veil, 1 Rights. I think I prefer the Veil. I'd rather protect my Arachnoform creature than draw 2 cards off of it. And then we have to make more cuts. I might just cut the way down. I'd rather play it, but I just don't think we're going to. I'd rather run Mammoth Growth than way down. Absolutely. This can kill my opponent. This cannot. This can push through damage with a 1/1 to deal an extra 4 damage to my opponent. That's pretty good. Certainly not cutting an Arachnoform. There's no way that's happening. So I have to cut a non-creature spell. How many elves did we end up with? It's like 100, right? 9 plus 3 shapeshifters, so 12. I think we're going to draw 2 cards off Raise the Draugr most of the time, I would think, so probably keep that. Can't cut a creature. Huh. Maybe 1 Veil. I don't want to, but I think we will. All right. Very, very ambitious deck. I actually would argue this deck would be good if... Yeah, I think this deck would be good if we didn't have these Arachnoforms and they were like picks or something instead. Instead, we're like, we have to deal so much damage so fast. I don't know if we're going to be able to consistently do that. But it's going to rely pretty heavily on our opponents not having answers. Yeah. Well, this is the bed that I've made for myself. And now I'll see how punishing that bed is. Yeah. This is something, all right. All right. Well, this is it. Guess we'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right. Game 1. It's a good keep here. We go turn 1 Sentinel, turn 2... Probably foretell the Packmate. Well, we've got double black, so actually probably makes sense to foretell the Reaper, because then we can go turn 3. Well, I guess we can do whatever we want now. I think I'll foretell the Reaper, because it's evasive and just pushes more damage through. I mean, I could also play the Vandal and play a Sentinel. I don't want to play a Vandal on an empty board, though. Uh-oh. Hmm. Mm. Hmm. Well, do I split the arachnoform up? I think we do. The problem is then the Mistwalker can block the Sentinel. But Squash is a common. They have two giants. Probably makes sense to divide and conquer here. Hmm. So Vandal can blow up the pick. They might re-equip here. Actually didn't re-equip, surprisingly. Hmm. If I just attack, yeah. I think we'll take out Agar. I guess we'll dump the... Guess the Sentinel. Because if I draw Raise the Draugr at this point, I'd much rather draw the I'd much rather draw the Packmate back. I'm gonna protect it. I'd have to take like 2 turns off otherwise, which doesn't seem worth it. I'm confused. Why? Why would they do that? They have some. Their rares are sweet, by the way. They have all run, and they have. That's pretty sweet. Wow. Our opponent's deck was way sweeter than ours. We'll see you round 2. All right, round 2. I guess we keep it. We're just like an arachnoform away from just beating down, though. What did I say? What did I say? I'm actually going to stick it on the Berserker. Especially since they've got a mountain sitting there. And they clearly have a spell. Alright. Well, I mean, the good news is we've got Vandal online now. Alright, we'll go for it. They probably have Demon Bolt, but I don't feel like playing a Vandal on it to an empty board, and the fact that I drew another Arachnoform I think makes it worth it. Could also be a struggle for Skimpar, you never know. Oh, jeez. Well, we still have Raven's Wings. We still have another Arachnoform. We still have a Draugr Thinger to bring back 2 cards. Double Manic Vandal's a little bit awkward. Or Masked Vandal, rather. I could blow up a Icy Manalith. This is actually, I think, the first time I've seen Dual Strike cast. Oh, wow. Look at that. What did I lose? Oh, I lost my Raise the Draugr. Alright, so I guess we play a Vandal blowing up a Manalith so that I can block. I mean, I guess the good news is they don't really have anything scary. I'm going to dump the Sentinel here. I don't really want to play the second Vandal, although I might have to if they attack this turn. Maybe they'll make another Manolith. All right. All right. Ah. We're actually a land away from War Master getting turned on here. That's kind of cool. Sadly, we don't have lethal. Even if I drew a land and attacked with everything, we wouldn't have lethal. Ah. Ooh, poison the cup, huh? All right. Well, I want to scry too, so we'll foretell that. Keeping us off our seventh land, as well as I still think I have to kill Svella. Not that it's a huge deal, but I was kind of hoping they'd attack first. We'll see. Oh, well, they're going to get greedy. We're going to look pretty spicy here. Or are we? Not as spicy as I'd like, to be honest. I mean, I can get this, and then I can kill Svella, and then I take 4. But I am... I probably needed to poison the cup first to see what I was scrying into. That might have been a mistake. I wonder if it actually makes more sense to... yeah, you know what? Probably makes more sense to double block. Yeah. Alright. And then we poison the cup, the Svella. Raven Wings and a Dusk Wielder. Well, I don't think we need the Raven Wings. Well, maybe I do. They're going to have 3 attackers. Maybe I need it. I need the Dusk Wielder first, though. So they do have instant speed Slumber Mound. Not that it matters. Oh, this has trample, doesn't it? You know, I always forget those pesky things have trample. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, it's a good enough hand for me. We know what our deck is supposed to do. We go Sentinel, Arachniform, and then we hope we hope going all in is enough. Ooh, well, that's actually a pretty good draw. We'll go for it. So if I draw a land here, we're looking pretty spicy. We give him a turn to find an answer, but... didn't get the land we wanted, though. Well, I'm still gonna go for it. Oh, beautiful. Now I just attack with a 5/6 every turn and keep up Snakeskin Veil until I can draw a land. There we go. 2-turn clock. Obviously, the deck's amazing. All you have to do is make your opponent get mana screwed. Then how do you lose? All right. Any victory with this deck is like a double victory, it feels like. We'll see you for the next one. All right, a keep, and this is like some of the best our deck can do. I guess I'd rather go Packmate or Reaper. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. Let's see. Have a lot of 1-drops. But we have more black mana. I'm trying to think how that matters. How does that pertain here? Guess I'd rather... Well, guess we'll do Reaper. Could go either way on that. I don't really care. Oh. Hot hyper aggro on hyper aggro action, huh? All right. Could force them to have the 3rd mana to boast Fearless Pup, but I'm not gonna mess around with that. Oh. Well, we can play the double race game here. Kind of like that, actually. This is not the best use of mana, but We're also playing who can deal more damage faster. I like it. They're also missing their land drops, which is not irrelevant. And next turn I can go Packmate plus Duskwielder. And they can't Demon Bolt my guy. I mean, there's a lot of good aspects to this right now. Could play the Sentinel. I think I'd rather just boast. Why not? Just make us win this race even harder. Demon Bolt doesn't even deal with the Vengeful Reaper. Bound in gold, you better. Yeah, good thinking. Now I'm only really beating you. Well, we did hit a couple lands there. Doesn't help. We do have 2 lethal pack mates. Like, all combination of Duskwielder plus Sentinel or 2 pack mates are all lethal. That's pretty good. Okay. Alright. Okay. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good turn for them. And it really required us to not draw anything there to make it that much worse. But, I mean, they're all spell, we're flood now, so it's not exactly looking great for us. They also can start attacking and re-equipping. Just pretty scary. I would have attacked with the pub, but I guess that's cool. Is there a reason to sandbag lands? I don't think so. I can't think of any reason to sandbag lands. And they're staying back. Very, very interesting. Well, I'm going to pretend like I have something now, because I can't think of anything my deck can't do with 8-10 mana right now. Well, I can't think of anything I can't do with 11 mana. I like that we're literally like a Raven Wings away from winning. How funny is that? Because they keep attacking with the Raptor for some reason. Oh, 2 Raptors. Well, that'll probably do it. Well, it really took them going like spell into spell into spell into spell into spell into us going land into land into land into land into land for this kind of situation, I think, to occur. And they can't pump the pet, or the pup rather, so I guess that's good. My packmate's lethal if I can get in with it. We can... Why are they attacking with so many things? Oh, so they've got Run Amok as their last card. Okay, I'm like, why are they being so greedy? But this definitely makes sense with Run Amok, so... 2, 5, 7... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has to block here. 1 from Tormentor's Helm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because of the Tormentor's Helm. So that's lethal 2. I guess they do have lethal. All right. We'll see you for the next one. All right. We've got to keep here. Duskwielder into Arachnoform, into Disciple plus Boast, maybe. More likely Foretell Boast. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. We could do Packmate. So, I think I actually want the extra damage here. Because I can foretell the Reaper and it makes better use of mana, but I think we want every last point of damage we can get. Because we can actually hardcast Reaper and still attack with Duskwielder next turn. I mean, at this point, I feel like the Duskwielder's done its job, so it's probably okay. Well, we've got 2 more Arachnoforms, so I wonder if I'd rather just wait to find one of those. Or one of our removal spells so I can keep my evasion online. I can kill the Raven now and get in with the Reaper. But I almost think the Foretell might be more valuable. Well, getting him to 1 is pretty good. All right. And I guess at this point we pay the Vandal. Because then we have 4 attackers on the ground, so even if they kill the Reaper, they need to stop all 4 of our ground blockers. That's not asking too much, but it does force them to do something here. Ooh, Mammoth Growth. That was a good draw. They had the run ashore. That's pretty funny. So, what's more important for me to kill? We're going to put the Reaper on top. I assume that means put on top. Oh, it's blue, so it's color coordinated. Yes, we're going to put that on top. Then we Mammoth Growth. What's more important to kill? I mean, I guess I'd rather keep the Masked Vandal, especially since the Troll can't currently kill it. I'd also like to get the Kinseeker off the board. But if I do that, I lose 2 other creatures. So I think the only clear thing is to kill the Troll or the Packmate. And I guess I'm choosing the Packmate. So that way we'll have an evasive threat next turn, too. So they need to play... They need to have a creature on the ground, plus be able to stop our Vengeful Reaper. It's not enough, thankfully, but man, they were pretty close. They did have that timely run ashore. Yeah, impressively close. Amazing what run ashore did for them there. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, we got to keep. We got what our deck does best. Turn 1 into Arachniform, into hope Gladewalker does something. Ooh, even better. I mean, I could stick the Arachniform on a Berserker. I don't really want to, though. Yeah, no need. And the reason there's no need, because then we can play Berserker into Sentinel next turn, and then we have Gladewalker to pump our Berserker. It's all coming together. Would I rather have the Sentinel on board or drain them here? I don't know, actually. I think I'm going to drain them. This is like something I wouldn't ordinarily do, but We're just so hungry to get damage through that I think this is the right choice. You're attacking. Please, please attack me. I'm begging you. Thank you. Uh-oh. I'm gonna save the Vandal. I mean, maybe I wouldn't save the Vandal if their deck wasn't the exact colors of all the equipment spells, but what can you do? Iron Verdict? Maybe not. Still could play the Masked Vandal. They're at 5 life. Alright. Feel like I'm going to immediately regret this. So let's see. Oh, they had 2 blockers. Oh. Let's see. Do I actually kill the pup? Let's see. If I kill the pup, attack with everything. A Black Valkyrie on Reaper. Something Unfaithful. Something on a 1-2. And they take 1, 2, 3, 4. They'd actually live. Sad. I think having First Strike is so good. I'm just going to kill the Valkyrie. 3 blockers. They're taking 2 guaranteed in the air. So then they block everything else. They could just take 4 here. So they eat the Faithful. They block. Let's see. They eat the Faithful with the pup. Goldmot Champion blocks a 2-2. The Raider blocks something. They just take 4. Yep, this is... They have surprisingly good blocks there. I'm going for it. Heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. But this deck was the lottery. We somehow got 3 wins with this deck. How in God's green earth did we get 3 wins with this deck? That is absolutely shocking. This deck is way too garbage to deserve that many wins. Way too garbage to deserve 3 wins. In Platinum, no less. Way too garbage. I'm so lucky. I'm such a lucky human being to be able to ever win with decks like this. I think we'll take it. I could double block, but I don't really want to. I don't feel like it. 3 wins with this deck. Just shocking. Well, 15 lands was starting to look a lot better at the end there. Probably with the Jaspera Sentinels, too. That makes sense. I probably should have gone 15. Although then I would have never been able to activate the Warmaster. But at that point, probably not a big deal. Warmaster just needs to spit out 1/1s. For how shockingly bad our deck was, I cannot believe we got 3 wins. I mean, it did take our opponents getting mana screwed, I guess, to, like, really make it even possible. But what can you do? I think I die to run amok. But if I block here, I don't die to run amok. Oh, wait, I still do. 5, 8, 11. So I would just... So I think we'll go like this. This way we don't die to run amok. Alrighty, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Ended up going 3-3 with this deck. Alex Stephenson, the luckiest man alive. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.